you guys are, from what I'm hearing from you guys, is just saying that you're gonna count the hockey sticks, and at the bottom it tells, I heard you say skip count, and the bottom it tells you need to skip count. It tells you how many you need to skip count 5. There's another way that it can help you. Let's find out.
The pictures help because you can look to see which row is the longest and which row is the shortest.
So you can
The
just,
pictures also help because you can find how much longer one row is than another row.
okay, so at first, you guys were telling me you could just count them, which is correct. You guys could just count them and then subtract. But also, did you notice that this row is longer than this row? So we can just, by looking at it quickly, see this team definitely has more than this one. Very good.
Why do you think the key is there? The key tells you how to read the graph. Why do you think the key is important?
Good question. I want you to think about this in thinking time. Why is that key important? Okay, turn to each other and
He explains that
why is the key important? Because I just think each two hockey sticks.
if it wasn't there, then it wouldn't.
all right, I love the conversations in here, and I'm sorry I'm going to cut you off early. But who thinks they know why? Why is that key so important? Why put it there? Teresa?
You get it messed up with the number one each team.
Oh, what do you mean that you can get it mixed up?
You mean like if you do two hockey sticks, you make it mean like two people on that team.
Oh, okay. Might mean like 2 people just on that team. Okay, good. But now we know that 2 hockey sticks means 2, not 2 people, but 2 teams. Okay, good. Anybody else? Jason?
People might get mixed up with the two. They might think that it's a 4.
Oh, okay, maybe 2 could be 4. So it really helps us know how much to count every time you see that picture, how much to count. Did you want to share your answer? Yeah.
The key is important because it tells you what the pictures or symbols stand for.
Right, just like you said.
How many teams are in the East Falls League? Use the key to find the answer.
Okay.
What does the key say that the different pictures stand for?
Okay, so what was that question before? It's not pausing for us. How many teams are on the East Falls League? So here's the East Falls League. It says right here. We're going to use these pictures to help us figure out. So think about it for a second to yourself. How many teams are in the East Falls League? And then maybe tell me, how do you know? Kate.
7 teams because 2 of the hockey sticks equals 2 teams. So I just counted 2, 4, 6, and then added 1 more.
Added 1 more because on this hockey stick represents how much? 1 team. And what told you that? The key at the bottom. Very good. All right, so let's see here.
Find the answer. What does the key say that the different pictures stand for? 2 hockey sticks represent 2 teams. 1 hockey stick represents 1 team. What are the pictures in the row for East Falls League?
Okay, what we talked about with the pictures were, what are the pictures? Everyone?
Hockey sticks.
Hockey sticks.
There are 3 groups of 2 hockey sticks and 1 single hockey stick. So, how many teams are in the East Falls League?
Okay.
We
Kate.
already answered that.
7. Do we agree? There's 7?
Yes.
There are 7 teams in the East Falls League. How many more teams does the East Falls League have than the South Falls League? Compare the 2 rows.
Okay. Now we're going to compare. We know the East Falls League has 7 sets. South Falls League. How many teams are on that team? Seth? There's 4. Okay. So
Because the 2 labels if there's 7 on this ball and if you take away 3, it can be 4. So in the picture of the softball, it has 4.
okay. I love your conversations. And you know what? I love how you said the answer, but then you said because, and then you gave your explanation. So who would like to answer that question for us? Aaliyah?
3 because
Okay, so this is what you're saying. Cut this up. You're seeing that this is longer, and this is 2 plus 1 is 3 longer. Very good. So she was just looking at the lengths. I heard somebody else do it a little bit differently besides looking at the lengths. Ezekiel, can you talk about the way you figured it out?
Okay, so I figured it out by subtracting 3 because 2 hockey sticks equals 2 teams and then 4 teams. So then I subtracted it to softballs, and since there's 4 teams and there's 2 hockey sticks, there's two hockey sticks, so 4 plus 3 equals 7.
Okay, good. So this was 7, and this was, excuse me, 7, and then this is 4. We know 7, we could do an operation. 7 minus 4 equals 3. So you could do an operation like addition, subtraction, or like Aaliyah did, you could just do comparing the lengths of them. That's the whole thing with bar graph, okay? Easily to see.
The East Falls League has 3 more teams than the South Falls League. What is another way to find how many more teams the East Falls League has than the South Falls League?
We just did that, right? Let's look at the definition for bar graph.
Bar graph. A graph using bars to show data.
You were right, Logan. Okay. Now, also on a bar graph, what do you notice about here? These on the side here, Russell. What do you notice about the side? They have numbers on that. I kind of talked about it when we were doing line plots. There's a starting number and end number. What do we call that? Anybody know what that was called? Well, think about the bar graph. We've had to figure out what number it started at and what number it ended at. Anybody know what that word was called? Jason? A scale. So these numbers right here are the scale, just like on that bar graph. Let's see here.
Scale. The numbers that show the units used on a graph.
The units used. In this case, what do we notice with the numbers? 0. Okay, what do we notice about them, Aaliyah? They're counting by 2s. But what do you see in between each line here? Clarissa, what do you see between each line, each skip counting? There's another line there. So even though the number is not marked on the scale here, we know that in between 0 and 2 is 1. In between 2 and 4, Seth, is? What's 3? Between 4 and 6 is? 5, okay? So if I, for example, had a bar that landed, let's see, it landed on 1 and I go across, there's no number there, I can still figure out what number would be there, correct? Okay. All right, let's see what else. Now let's analyze this data. It says, how many goals did Cindy score? Look at the bar graph. You can look up here or in your book. Find Cindy. Follow the bar graph up and see what line does it end at. Seth, look at the bar graph. It ends at 7. How did you figure that out? Between 6 and 8 is 7. Very good. And that's the line that it ends at. Very good. It does seem pretty easy. Let's look at our target. Are we getting our target today? Look at our target. I will read and interpret data from a pictograph and a bar graph. Seth, did you just read data on this bar graph?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So We're meeting our target today, very good. Now, the next question, Jason, who scored the fewest goals? Look at the bar graph. What do you think is the fewest? Kayla? Oh, fewest. You're thinking Alex. Let's see. Let's see if you're right. You meant Jack? Why did you change your answer to Jack? He has the shortest bar. Okay, and that would equal to 4. So you can see just by looking at it quickly who had the fewest, because it's the shortest bar. It goes way higher. And how many did he score?
No, 9.
9, yes, because between 8 and 10 is 9. Very good. Jason, can you read question 1 for me?
Explain how to find how many more goals Alex scored than Cindy.
Okay, think about it for a second. You're going to have to be able to explain how to find how many more goals, more than keywords. Explain how to find how many more goals Alex scored than Cindy. So, does it give you all the information you need? Really? It just says Alex and Cindy. Does it give you any information? Any numbers? Sometimes it doesn't give you any information. How can we find that information? So stopping and thinking, how can we find the information we need? Because we need to know Cindy and Alex. Kate? We can look on the bar graph, find out how much Cindy scored, find out how much Alex scored, and then what we would need to do. Once we have this information, what do we need to do? We're going to have to use an operation.
You could subtract or add.
Subtract or add, okay. So let's do that. Cindy scored how much? Write it down. Let's go. Write it down. Alex scored how much? Write it down. And then find the difference. How many more Alex scored than Cindy? Let me figure it out first. Yes. Very good. So Russell, can you tell us what you got, and then you guys can check your answers, see if you got it correctly. It says explain how to find how many more goals Alex scored than Cindy.
How I got it, so when I looked at the bar graph, I counted how many Alex got, and then counted how many Cindy got, and then I put those two numbers in like subtract thing, and then got the answer.
Good. And what was the answer?
2.
2. So Alex scored 2 more than Cindy. Did you guys get that? Thumbs up, yes? Thumbs down? No? Okay. Very good. All right, let's erase it. Show me you're ready for the next one. Thank you. Thank you, Leah. Ooh, I like how you guys are already reading the next one. It says, who can read the next one for me? Kate.
How many fewer goals did Jack score than Reggie?
Fewer goals did Jack score than Reggie. Fewer, that's a big word. That's a key clue word. What do you think it means? Addition or subtraction? Jason? Subtraction. We're probably going to subtract because it's smaller. How many fewer goals did Jack score than Reggie? We don't know how much Jack scored. We don't know how much Reggie scored. How can we figure that out, Ezekiel?
Right,
Looking back at your bar graph. Okay. Now, I want you guys to figure this out on your whiteboards. Let's go. How many fewer goals did Jack score than Reggie? You're going to have to look at your whiteboard. How much did Jack score? How much did Reggie score? Let me see if you guys are right. Let's see. Let me maybe go back and reread the question. Jack and Reggie. Here's Jack. He scored, double check your work, 4. Reggie scored 8.
Oh, that would be number 3.
Okay, number 2. Oh, I'm glad you got caught with the mistake. Yes, yes. I want you to check again. Jack and Reggie. So here's Reggie. Oh, I'm glad you caught it. Thank you.
That was well.
Don't erase it because I want you to check your work in a second.
This is how you do it.
Okay. Who would like to share their answer? Teresa?
Reggie scored 8 and Jack scored 4. When you do 8, subtract 4.
Yes. So first you identify how much each person scored and then you subtract to find the difference. So Jack scored 4 fewer than Reggie. Okay, show me you're ready. You're going to have to explain it. And I would like you, it says communicate, so I'd like you to talk to each other. Let's read the question first. Actually, who would like to read it for me? You need a loud voice. Logan, can you read number 3 for us?
A piece of paper because it's supposed to.
4, 3, and 6. Explain. You're going to have to not just tell me which one has the fewest, but you're going to explain how to find it. So give you some thinking time. Okay, try to talk with them. Are in the North Falls, and here's that secret word again. How many teams are in the North Falls and West Falls League? What's that secret word and? And means you have a team here and a team here, and you're going to find out how many in all. Let's see if you guys can get it. If you don't have a pencil, go get one.
Your pencil right here. Sharpening it.
You're welcome. Oh, I like how you put your name, the page number, and you got started right away. Thank you. Okay, number of hours, I like the term, you have to actually look. Each one represents a for every light bulb, it's 10 hours. For half a light bulb, it's half, 5 hours. So switch in, so you're always getting more stick out my pen, and then when you do a half, you're just going to add 5. Okay, so which area has lights on for the most hours in the week? Which one has the most? He's really looking at the right. He's not asking you if you wanted to know. You need to speak. Oh, like close. Which one of these has the most? Just let it go. There you go. Okay. Very good. You done already?
I think so. Hold on, let me see. I'm done.
Hey, class, you know what? Class.
Yes.
Class.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? So we are actually going to pause right here. We're going to clean up because it's recess time. Can you clean up quickly and quietly, please? Thank you. Put this in your books. You can do this later. Put this in your books. We'll continue this.
Keep cleaning up, kids. Keep cleaning up, kids.
Thank you for doing that quickly. All right. Push chairs in and walk, please. Thank you for walking. Push chairs in and walk. You can go, Mika. Push chairs in and walk. Push chairs in and walk.
My brother's daughter.
Really?
That's how I came to find out this amazing teacher because of my sister-in-law.
Oh,
It's
great.
amazing, yeah. So connections.
Yeah?
Yeah. So anyway, I just need to let her know quickly what's happening on
Yeah,
Monday, and then
not a
we can
problem.
talk.
Okay.